This is the video for class 11th, and the topic which we are gonna deal today is angle of repose, or also called as angle of sliding. Means, what do you mean by angle of repose or angle of sliding? It is actually defined as the minimum angle of the inclination which we are taking of a plane. Okay, suppose if it is a plane, so it is the minimum angle of inclination with the horizontal. Okay, such that a body which is placed on the planes just begin to slide down the incline. Okay, means if suppose this is the body of mass m which is kept on the inclined plane, and the inclined plane is suppose this plane with the horizontal is inclined at a certain angle. Suppose I am naming this angle theta. So this angle theta is actually called as angle of repose or angle of sliding, such that if we will keep a body of mass m on the inclined plane, so a body on the plane just begins to slide down the incline. So the various first of all we have to see how many kinds of various forces right now acting on it that are involved. Okay, so number one thing which we already know ki the mass, if the particle is having such mass, so it will be having some weight that will be acting downward, that is known as gravitational weight, or we can say mg. Okay, and of course if there is a contact force, so there will be a normal reaction. Always remember, it is not mandatory for the normal reaction to occur in just opposite to the mg. If suppose this is the situation, so normal reaction, always keep this thing in our mind, the normal reaction always occurs perpendicular to the contact between the surfaces. In this condition, the object with the surface which is in contact is inclined at an angle, so the normal reaction will be perpendicular to that contact, not with the mg. Okay, so if I will resolve this mg, it will be having its two components. One component will be acting horizontally, one component will be acting vertically according to the plane. So if I will resolve this mg, so it can come in the two directions, one is this and another one is this. Okay, now how to certain, or how to say ki the mg is making theta with which component? This component should be the mg cos theta or mg sin theta, or this component should be mg cos theta or mg sin theta. For that thing, we should know ki the mg is making theta angle with this component. And now question arises, many students ask him, ma'am, how can we know that this angle theta and this angle theta are equal to each other? Now for that we need to make a fbd. Okay, if we are making a fbd diagram, so this mass object will be a point mass, and this will be a theta which we have taken. So if I will make the triangle with this, okay, this is my mg component. Okay, if this is a triangle, if this is a theta, so we know that this will be perpendicular to the surface toward the center. So means the angle at this certain point is 90 degree, and this is theta, so automatically this angle becomes 90 minus theta. Okay, and if I am resolving the mg in two parts, here and here, and if you can see, this total angle, complete angle should be 90 degree. If this is 90 minus theta, then automatically this angle becomes theta. So in this way we can say that this angle of repose at which this plane is inclined, if this is making angle theta with the horizontal, so this mg will make the theta angle with this component. And if this is theta, so this component automatically becomes mg cos theta, and this component becomes mg sin theta. So this is these are the partition of the forces, normal and mg, along the mass particle. Now the next force, which is very important, the force which is involved in the inclination, that is called as force of friction. Okay, now force of friction, the next part comes at where the force of friction will should gonna act. The force of friction acts according to the relative motion of the mass particle with respect to plane. Now force of friction will gonna act according to the sliding motion of the object. Suppose if the object is moving downward, so in that condition the force of friction will gonna act in the upward direction. Okay, and if the object is inclining towards upside, means we will discuss ki how the object can incline in the upside. Okay, in that condition our friction will gonna work in the opposite direction, because what is the definition of the friction says? The definition of the friction says the friction always gonna oppose the relative motion between the of the object with respect to the surface. So if the object is moving in this condition or in this direction, the friction will gonna act in this, and if the object is moving in this direction, then the friction will gonna act like in this direction. So the friction always opposes the relative motion. So if you can see from here, so how many kind of equation I can get, or how many forces are balancing each other. So let me adjust the camera here, and I can write the equation 1, that is the friction is balanced. Actually you can see the friction is balanced by the mg sin theta component, and similarly if you will see, the normal reaction is balanced by the mg cos theta component. So what we will do now, we will divide the equation 1 with equation 2. If you will divide the equation 1 with equation 2 like this, okay, so what will be cancelled out, mg will be cancelled out, and we will get f upon n. Okay, so and sin theta upon tan theta will give you sin theta upon cos theta will give you tan theta. So I can write down here our tan theta will be equal to force of friction upon normal reaction. And we have studied in the coefficient of friction, what is friction upon normal reaction, that is called as coefficient of limiting friction. So I can write here tan theta is equal to the coefficient of limiting friction, and that is coefficient is called as mu. Okay, so in this case our tan theta again came as mu. So this coefficient of limiting friction between any two surfaces in contact is actually equal to the tangent of the angle of repose between them. So we can write down that angle of friction that we have studied earlier, that angle of friction in that case is equal to angle of repose. Okay, so this is about the topic of the day, and next topic we will discuss will be the acceleration of a body which is moving down in a rough inclined plane. So what will be the minimum velocity should be there, or what is the condition of a body which is moving down in an inclined plane. So that will be our next topic. Thank you.